Right, so we are back here again, and now uh, I think you all have prepared some stories to tell me today, right? And then we'll hear the stories. And after hearing a story, Tita Dhammo wants to hear Tanchip's stories, the dog. So you can summarize speaking in English later after the
in
stories.
English.
Okay. So let's hear the story of how many stories we have? Three stories. Who wants to go first?
Monit,
I prepare not well because so much work from teacher. You have to show. Give
Ah,
me give me more work.
okay.
Okay, I will tell you
Kill.
about Venerable Kumara Kassapa. He was a
Uh-huh.
son of Bhikkhuni. His mother was a daughter of millionaire in uh, ราชคฤห์ เรียกอะไร Rajagaha city. She wanted to ordain since she was a young lady, but her parents didn't permit. But later on, she married and take care her husband very well. And she begged him for ordination, and he permit. After ordination in Bhikkhuni Institute, which was disciple of Venerable Tevatatta. After that, she knew she pregnant, and her belly was grow up, and many bhikkhuni saw this and took her to meet Venerable Tevatatta. That just her uh, to this robe, but she announced that she didn't ordain for Venerable Tevatatta. She ordained for Buddha. And then all Bhikkhuni took her to Buddha, and Buddha told Venerable Upali for judgment this story. Venerable Upali told Upasika Visakha to examine her. After examination, Upasika Visakha knew that she pregnant before ordination, so she didn't do wrong. She remains bhikkhuni, and her sila was purified. And then after delivery, her son is Venerable Kumara Kassapa, and king of this city took her son to take care. And when the child was, I think maybe some book to 7 years old, but some book to 12 years old. I think to 12 years old, maybe you're right. And Venerable Kumarakassapa ordained very young. And one day he tried to practice meditation and try to purify his mind. But the way of practice may be wrong or maybe in trouble. So his old friend who became Brahmin knew that he was very troubled. So Brahmin came to saw him and
Came to see him.
came to see him and told him that there are 15 problems about vipassana meditation, but only Buddha can solve this problem. But I can't remember all of this. Just remember only the first. And he'll have fire smoke in the night and have fire all day. That means people always think about his work all day and night. And this problem was solved by Buddha. And after that, Venerable Kumarakassapa can meditate and became Arhat. And Buddha announced him to be the foremost among people who can tell Dhamma very ใช้คำอะไรอ่ะเจ้าค่ะ very beautiful ป่ะวิจิตรอ่ะ
Very beautiful.
Elegant. Very elegant. Okay, I finish. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone has got anything to ask Monit or share something on Kumarakassapa?
And if you told this story maybe 2 times.
How does it relate to Iddhipada?
Monit, I have a question. Can you give us the example that show that Kumarakassapa has the is able to give a priest elegantly?
โอ้ย
Give us
that
the
is เดี๋ยว that is อุปมาอ่ะ
simile.
Simile.
Yes, simile. But I can't remember. Teacher, can you remember? Please tell us.
I don't remember too. My focus of a story is to link how Kumarakassapa used Iddhipada to become a monk and how he encouraged his mother to become an Arahat.
อ๋อ he told her mother to cut off
His
Yeah.
mother.
relationship between mother and child.
Why Kumara Kassapa wanted to become a monk?
Huh? Again, please.
Why did Kumara Kassapa wanted to become a monk?
I can I can answer this question.
Dev, do you have answer?
Please help me ทำไมถึงบวชใช่ไหมทำไมถึงบวช
Uh-huh.
I forgot that too.
Okay.
I have
The
known.
reason behind he ordained because later on he realized that he was born in a temple, and his mother is a bhikkhuni, and the king simply took him in the palace. And after that, he realized that this family life or being a householder is so much trouble, always fighting to one another. Even the childs are fighting. So with this, then he decided to become a monk, as a novice monk. So he went and asked the king, and the king was happy to let him go and become a novice. And initially, his name was a Kassapa only, not a Kumara Kassapa. He was only Kassapa, but he was so young and so cute, and everyone. And there were other monks as well. Other monks were Kassapa as well. And then with his cuteness, everybody began to say, "Oh, Kumara Kassapa. Oh, that Kumara Kassapa." And then that's Prince Kumara Kassapa, and then like that. And that's how later he is known as Kumara Kassapa. So his chanda was to become a monk because having seen the household life is difficult, and also having seen that he was born in a temple. And the second,
maybe
how he
teacher maybe from
yeah.
his perception
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe from his previous perception
Yeah.
of monkhood.
Yeah. And then the second one, how he encouraged his mother to become an enlightened. His mother was very fond of his son, and after his son became a monk, she was always thinking of him and hoping to see him one day. Then somehow one day Kumarakasapa was on the Pindapata, and this Bhikkhuni, his mother, saw that, oh, my son is coming, I want to see him and want to talk, and then she run to see him. Yeah, she run to see him, and the story the beautifully described
She ran.
how huh?
She ran.
Yeah, so beautifully described that how she run.
Turn.
Yeah, and it says that she left her robe half on the road, on the pathways, and her balls were just fallen down on the ground. And that much desperate she was to see her son Kumara Kassapa. She didn't realize that Kumara Kassapa is a monk. She felt that Kumara Kassapa is only her son. And that's how she was so much desperate to see her. And then Kumara Kassapa was already Arhat. So he could see her mind. And then as soon as his mother, she come closer, and he, with a kindness, feels sorry that his mother hasn't attained any spiritual gains. So he understood that he has to do something so that her love to him will decrease. And as a result, he shouted at her, saying that you're bhikkhuni or something, why you're unmindful and can't, even just this you can't give up. How could you, like that?
lost
And
time ใช่
then
ปะ you lost your time ใช่ปะ
yeah,
like that
and then she felt so sad, and she felt that I love you so much, and look at you, you betrayal, you hurt. And then she comes back and thought, oh, even my son doesn't want me. What should I do? Oh, I better meditate. And that's how her Iddhipada begins. And she spent her time after that practicing meditation until she attained the Arhat. And after she attained the Arhat, then realized the intention of her son, Kumar Kasapa, why he did, why he shouted at her like that. So this is the story of Kumar Kasapa. Yeah?
some
So
book
let's hear.
some book right huh?
Sorry.
some book right that she can attain arhat at,
Yeah. See,
at one day after her son shout at her
I'm not sure of that one, but she attained the Arhat later. So, right, okay. Then I want to hear a beautiful story of Wangisa then. Okay, Tanchip.
Yes. ครับอาจารย์โอเค Wankisa was born in the Brahmin lineage in Savatthi town, and when he grew up, he has already graduated Vedas ไตรเพศ
Veda.
Veda
Three Vedas. Whole.
Ti-
Three Vedas.
the Veda, and then he also had learned about special mantra Sha Vasi Sa mantra, and that mantra is able to prove the skull that where the death is reborn. And after that, after he got that mantra, he used that mantra to he used the mantra for living, like his job. And after that, he didn't work alone. He had followers as well with his group, and his follower duty the advertisement or something like that that his follower would convince the people to come to and bring the skulls of their relatives to prove that where the death is reborn. And he lived with that job. But one day in Savatthi, not far from Chetawan Mahavihara, and anytime Wankisa, he saw a lot of people. They were going somewhere with the flower and the thing for offering, and at the time Wankisa asked them that where are you all going? I'm going to listen to Dhamma from the Lord Buddha. And at the time, the followers of Wankisa said that, oh, you better come to Wankisa and bring the skull of your relatives and to prove that where the dead is reborn. And the Buddhist people say that, oh, in this world, no one can compare with the Lord Buddha. The Lord Buddha is the greatest one. And then at the time, the debate was starting. And after argument, Wankisa and followers came to Chetawan Mahavihara to prove the ability of the Lord Buddha.
Sanjeev, when you are saying Jetavana Mahavihara, when you are talking in English, you can say Jetavana Monastery.
เชตวันกรอบได้ไหมได้ไหม
ได้
เจ้าค่ะ
Jetavana Grove ก็ได้ or you can say either Jetavana Grove or Jetavana Monastery.
Monastery. Yes. ครับผม And at the time, the Lord Buddha knew their mind, their purposes, and then Wankisa, the Lord Buddha gave the order to monks to prepare the skulls, the 5 skulls. The skulls that the death is reborn in hell. Second, reborn in heaven. Third, reborn in as an animal. And fourth, reborn as human. And the last one, skull of Arhata. And at the time, the Wankisa came to the Lord Buddha, and then the Lord Buddha asked him for tapping the skull, and to prove that where the death is reborn. The first one to the fourth, the Wankisa could prove them correctly, but the last one, the skull of Arhata, and when he tapped on the skull with his fingernail, and at the time, the sound of the skull didn't come to his mind. So the Wankisa asked the Lord Buddha that, Gautama Buddha, do you know where the death is reborn? And the Lord Buddha said, I know, and I know the mantra of this, the mantra that has ability to know where the death is reborn. And Wankisa asked Lord Buddha that, can I know that mantra? And Lord Buddha said that, yes, but the condition is you have to ordain to the Sangha, ordain to monk. And Wankisa came back to his follower and told them that, I will ordain to monk for few days to get the mantra, to know that skull, and then I will come back. And after that, Wankisa ordained to the Sangha, to the monk, and then Wankisa practiced อาการ 32 อะไรเนาะ
32 parts of body. Kaya kata sati.
At the time, the Lord Buddha told him and give a teaching about 32 parts of the body in Kaya Katasati. And after he practiced that, he attained arahantship, and then
Oh,
the
very easy. No?
He was very
and
learned.
few days after he met his follower or his friends, and his friends asked him that, oh, do you know the mantra now? Yes, now I know. Oh, so you can come back to our group, but oh, now I cannot come back to your group. And I am not sure about this. That's all. But after, yeah, Wankisa Thera just refused his friend request
His
to
friends.
disrobe. Yes, and Wankisa is the foremost in ready expression as well. ครับผม
I think Buddha used this method like Venerable Nanta.
Yes, similar to Venerable Nanda. Yeah.
similar to
Oh,
Buddha
Buddha.
used similar technique to so many people. So many people. Buddha used similar technique, like a Kisa Gotami. Yeah,
Yes.
Kisa Gotami also
Kisa
Buddha
Gotami.
used technique.
To bring the seed
Yeah.
from the house that
So we have to use some technique to bring Monit be a nun.
I don't want to be a nun.
Okay. Anyone wants to ask Tanchip on one kissa? One kissa's chanda was different, you see. Yet, because of his practice, his desire to gain the mantra, he got the arahat.
Well, you can use Michaditi to get rid of Michaditi.
I think he became arahat very easy.
He became an arahat very easy
so
because he
it's
was very learned.
for many lives.
ใช่ใช่
Are you jealous, Mani?
Yes, I'm very jealous. And you, Tanka, same as
But
me.
I'm getting arahantship so easily. Oh. I mean, it's not about me. Also, my biggest heroes are people who work very hard to get it.
I'm very jealous about the one that when shave the hair, shave the hair first, he became stream enterer. And the second became Sakita Kami, and the third became Arhat. That's right.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Whose
remember.
name?
The fourth.
Huh?
Whose name of this venerable?
I remember the story because I told this story, but I forgot the name.
I also forgot the name of this monk.
Because this was my homework.
นี่เดี๋ยวท่านที่ไม่มีวันไม่มีอ่ะใช่ป่ะ
อ๋อศิวลี
ใช่ไหมพระศิวลีใช่ป่ะ
Yes.
Hmm.
พระศิวลีพระศิวลีใช่
Venerable Sivali, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Okay.
think.
Are you sure? I'm not sure. Venerable Sivali.
yes this one ครับอาจารย์
Okay.
Ah, Venerable Sivali.
Luckiest one. Or maybe
Homework.
Francis.
You told this story. Yes,
Yes.
Tanjip.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anything anyone wants to say to Wangi Sathera?
I think why Venerable Wankisa didn't invent ชักชวนอะชักชวน his
Vince
follower
Convince
Oh,
ไม่
convince.
ชัก
Encourage
ชวน
or
ชักชวน his follower to ordain to be a monk เนอะ
once you become an arahat, you will not say anything. You will accept as they are, and then if they wish, then you will teach.
อืม
It's not like, oh, I became an arahant, you should follow me and I will make you arahant. Then he's not arahant yet.
no I
ว่าคำว่าผมเคยได้
I
ยิน
didn't mean that but I think why he didn't use this method same as the Buddha use this method to him
Wangisa explained to them that now I have found the right path. Now I have attained, I have freed myself. I don't need those anymore. But they didn't follow. They didn't understand. Tanchit, what he was, sorry.
อ๋อแต่ว่าทอดคำว่าทอดทุระในภาษาอังกฤษคืออะไร
อะไรนะ
ใช่พอไหมครับ
ทอดทุระ
เพราะว่าผมเจอศัพท์นี้ของในพระไตรปิฎกครับผม
ทอดทุระ
พระอรหันต์เนี่ยจะทอดทุระครับผม
ต้องไปดูประโยคก่อนถึงจะรู้
เหมือนคล้ายๆแบบว่าเหมือนแบบไม่แยแสอย่างเงี้ยใช่ไหมไม่อยากได้ใครมีอ่ะใช่ปะอย่างเงี้ยใช่ปะ
ไม่ใช่
ทอดทุระ
like when the problem happen and arhata try to solve the problem for one time but it didn't change anything so arhata will ignore that problem
only one time
only one time and then let it go let it be ทอดทุระ
I was thinking of the practical implications. So when you said he was wanted to learn the mantra, so I'm just trying to think, is this sort of like using it as a meditation object, like in Thai forest tradition with Buddho, like that, trying to use it as like a way of attaining concentration.
ค่ะ
I
don't understand what is
So Tan Chittadhammo asked, the way of Wangisa was taught is to contemplate something like a Buddha or a Buddha, and then
similar to like but he would recite the name of a part of the body like skull, skin, teeth, and kidney or something like that.
So when he's doing this, is he doing it in a similar way to the Asubha Bhavana or Kayanupassana, where
Yes.
he's just looking? Okay. So it's
Kaya
not
Kata Sati.
Kayagata Sati. So it's not just the word, but also the impermanence of the body, all these things. Oh, okay.
So if we look at the Visuddhi Magga, then we see how we should practice. So first, reciting the names. Second, the location of that 32 parts, and then direction, and then color and shape like that. And then end of the day, and then you will be contemplating how anicca it is. Yeah? So that's how you practice the kaya kata sati. But first you have to recite. Always starts from the recitation.
Dantana.
What's the meaning of recite?
ท่อง
ท่องจ
ท่องเหรอ R
Yeah.
E C I T E เหรอ
So it's not like good though.
CIT ใช่ yes
E C I T E
and then the second you are locating where it
ท่อง
is.
หรือบริกรรมก็ได้
Yeah,
ส่วนใหญ่
barikkam.
ถ้าแปลทางพุทธก็แปลว่าบริกรรมก็ได้
So when I was
แฮไม่ใช่ป่ะ I เงี้ยเหรอ
when I was studying in Mahachula, at that time I was studying a bachelor's, and one of the meditation masters told us that if you want to know, then you have to practice. So then he asked us to remember, recite this kesa, loma na ka, danta ta cho, danta na ka, loma kesa, like that. And then I kept doing it every day. And even when I was waiting for the bus, I was reciting that. I was on the bus, I was reciting that, and after doing for 1 week, I felt sick. I wanted to feeling the
Huh?
old disgust that my hair is disgusting, my teeth is disgusting, my nails are disgusting, my skin is disgusting, like that.
I felt the same way when
Yeah.
I was practicing for my ordination.
Yeah.
Because in ordination you have to say this danta, naka, loma. So I
Oh.
kept thinking of that, and this for me helped a lot. I became very disinterested in the body,
Yeah.
in the human body.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
It's like looking at the teeth by itself, and it's
Yeah.
yellowing, and hair by itself, and
Yeah.
nails by itself. I think that's very good way of
Yeah. So that's
traveling.
how we practice that time.
Mm.
I was almost vomiting, and then I thought, okay, it's not good.
Huh?
Now I
I have a question.
Yes.
When you recite, you focus your mind at that organ too, or not?
No. First you are simply memorizing it. Kesa loma
Oh, just recite.
loma kesa, like that, and repeatedly doing. Gradually, your mind begins to kind of conceptualize what is kesa, where. And then you will go into the hair. Okay, sa, this is this loma, or this is this. So begin automatically. You will understand. Automatically, the mind will link with that, and then the shape, the direction, it just goes automatically. And then after that, you will again analyze into how this become, and then why it is there, and then you realize, oh, this is all waste from my body. The hair is my waste. My nail is my waste. And then if you do not take a bath, it's so smelly. So this like that. And after you realize this, my whole body is so disgusting. And that's how you felt this sickness. And even in Tripitaka as well, in the scripture, there were monks after contemplating Kaya Kata Sati, they suicide.
Oh,
Yeah, they suicide, and then the Buddha told them off.
After they died.
So there are few left, and they, Buddha told them off on that. It's called a mokkha, deluded person.
After doing this recitation for a while, I started visualizing. And what worked for me most heavily was tacho. Just the skin is so disgusting. It's like like covering everything. It's like stretched leather bag.
Yeah.
and if you
And
take it off, it's disgusting. If you put it on, it's disgusting. So
Teacher,
whenever I'm attracted,
เดี๋ยวนะ
and
What's the meaning of ตันโจนะ
skin,
Skin.
สกินเหรอ อ๋อ
yeah,
ตะโจ ตะโจ
it was
ตาโจ อ๋อตาจะโอเค โอเค
like
ตาจะ
if I'm attracted to a body or something, then all I need to think is tacho, and that's it. It's gone.
อืม
After a while, you visualize. Like for me, the visualization is just the skin by itself, like a suit. You know, like imagine a skin like a suit, like a shirt
อืม
made of skin or something. That's what
Leather
อ๋อ
jacket.
like that I see,
อ๋อ
like face, head, and it's
อันนี้เริ่มแยกกลายเป็น
คือ
ส่วน
I cannot do this method
No.
because when
You're
I
still
decide
attached to your body. That's why.
I dislike this method
You're
cause
still
me headache
you're still attached to your body. That's why.
yeah.
I don't think so
Okay.
Oh, there is something that I want to add on the Wong Kisa story.
Okay.
The story told that Wong Kisa promised with his friend and follower that he would come back to the group for in the next few days, right? But at the time after he attained arhataship, and he came back and to refuse them. At the time I got a motto that if the promise is bringing us to the wrong way, so we can break the promise.
He did go back. Yeah, he didn't break the promise that he will come back. He did go back, but only he didn't stay. Yeah, so he didn't say. That's the only another way of looking at it.
Teacher
Yes.
I always think about เตมีอ่ะ
Demi.
เตมียชาดกอ่ะ that
Okay.
that the prince ใช่ไหม the prince try to pretend that he was อะไรนะท่านจีบ
Lying เหรอ
ใช่ใช่ไหม teacher
Yeah.
I think because he pretend so Yeah.
What?
so the number second of 5 precepts of him is break. That's right.
Number.
Because he is a normal person but try to pretend to be bedridden person.
But having done that, he didn't trouble any other people.
But
It doesn't cause anyone harm.
this is lying.
No lying.
Yeah.
He didn't lie to anybody. He just practiced himself. If he lie, he should tell his mother or his father or anybody.
No word to tell.
No
He
word
didn't
and
say.
no reacting.
But his behavior looks like pretending.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because he was a bodhisattva.
he didn't
Mm.
lie to anybody, and he didn't cause harm to anyone.
This is an interesting point that Moni brought up. Is
Mm,
pretending lying,
Mm. Yes.
pretending to be something you're not, a lie.
Mm.
mm, okay.
Because in even
Okay, move on.
in the Tripitaka, I think I forgot the exact place, but there is a one where I think an actor in a play, he's, it is told that he is causing delusion in others, so he will be born in a bad place.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh.
Sort of pretending as well, but I guess that's for a different cause than Tamia.
Okay. Now let's hear from
Oh,
Than Thitadamo about the
Ananta ไหม
Venerable
Ananda.
Anand.
Okay.
Okay. I, I'd like Venerable Ananda because
Okay. Right.
I think he's probably the most important of the Buddha's main disciples. Even though he's not as uh, big of a interesting character like Venerable Sariputta Moggallana or Venerable Mahakashyapa, but he was, without him, we wouldn't have the Dhamma. It's the guardian of the Dhamma. So he's very, very important. Um, so when it comes to the Iddipadas, when it comes to Virya, he was we can see his virya after the Lord Buddha attained Nibbana, and he tried so hard to attain arahantship, and he was doing walking meditation all night for a few days, and in the end he realized this is not samma. I mean, I don't know if he realized, but he laid down, and in the act of laid down, that's when when it was the right balance of virya, and he attained and
Mm.
also all throughout his life as a bhikkhu he had an incredible amount of zeal. He worked so hard as the Lord Buddha's attendant. He never neglected his duties. He was an incredibly skilled teacher. He never he was also very good at with people. He was quite like the story I was reading, he was being contrasted with Venerable Anuruddha, who liked seclusion, who liked being away from people, and that's his temperament. But Venerable Ananda was a very social, very good with people, and even despite that, he still remained very mindful. He remained very focused. He remained very virtuous. I think also because he was a Sottapanna, so it was easy. So it kind of shows that the different kind of temperaments and that these are all possible to make progress. Like and but he was told off a few times by Venerable Mahakashyapa and I think yeah, few couple of other monks because he got a bit carried away with his social activities. One time when he was taking a bunch of bhikkhus on walking tours without when they were not ready, when they were more mindful enough, so they lost a few bhikkhus. So he got told off by Venerable, I think Venerable Kashyap, Mahakashyap, I forgot. Um, Also, like he said that since he became a bhikkhu, he never had thoughts of raga or dosa. Just so shows the level of how good his chitta was because he was so exposed to the Lord Buddha's teachings, and he was steeped in the Dhamma, and he wasn't like a soup in a spoon in the soup. He actually tasted the Dhamma, and this really made a positive thing on him, positive effect on him. When it comes to wisdom, he was really, really wise because he understood the Dhamma really well. And there was Lord Buddha almost treated him with the same sort of like praise as Venerable Sariputta. So, because he was, even though Venerable Sariputta was a great Arahant, and Venerable Ananda was just as good at explaining the Dhamma and teaching it. People liked him so much that everyone loved being around him. He was just a joy to be around. And but people liked him so much that one time when Venerable Mahakashyapa and Venerable Ananda was teaching a bunch of bhikkhunis, the bhikkhunis told off Venerable Kashyapa for for not letting Venerable Ananda teach because they were, and then he got told off by Venerable Kashyapa for not for too much zeal and not thinking that maybe these bhikkhunis would, fall in love with him or something. And also his wisdom, like sometimes he taught original teachings which the Buddha later said that is what I would have said. So because he was so wise and knowledgeable in the Dhamma. The one I like the most is when there was a bhikkhuni who fancied him, and she pretended to be sick and wanted to get a lesson. Venerable Ananda realized what was going on, and then went to her very kindly, taught her, like really good teaching. I don't remember the whole thing. Like you need to use pride to get rid of pride. You need to use conceit to get rid of conceit. Um, I think this is like good lesson for Monit. I'm not trying to insult you, but when you said you were jealous of the Arahant who attain quickly, you can use this to fuel your practice. Then it's sort of like if they can do it, why can't I kind of thing, and it can be used positively
Yes,
if not
I
taken
want to
too far.
attain Arahat in that position too.
Okay.
Same position
Yeah,
as
they spend
Venerable
lifetime.
Ananda.
They spend lifetimes trying to get there, so it's not really easy. We just see the surface, we see the tip of the iceberg. It looks so easy, but we don't see how all the hard work that they did before to get to the point where they're ready.
Yes,
um
we'll try.
but we can use anything. I want to find out the other instructions that Venerable Ananda gave. So supported by craving, one could transcend craving. So it's like having positive chanda for nibbana, like you have. You can get rid of all craving. Um, and the
That's it.
monk. So anyway, the nun, she quickly confessed and paid respect and confessed, and I'm really sorry, and asked for forgiveness from Venerable Kashyapa after hearing this Dhamma talk. So he was very good at teaching, and he was very good at staying pure, even though surrounded by so many people, which is quite a admirable thing because that's not something a lot of people have like. It's a very difficult thing to do. It's easy sort of to remain uh, pure and virtuous when you're not always surrounded because his Indipadi was so strong.
Okay. Anyone has got anything on?
Uh, how how many how many are they? How many greatest thing that Ananta Thera is foremost for?
Sorry?
I don't understand my question.
อ๋อ
His form was
อุปถากอ่ะใช่ป่ะ
guardian of the Dhamma. He
How many formos?
remembered all the teachings. Well, not all. I don't know if he is all, but he remembered everything that we read in the Sutta Pitaka.
อืม
There is a Theragatha where he talks about, I think, 87,000 teachings or something.
I remember one he the
Yeah,
foremost about take care take อุปถากอ่ะใช่ไหมอุปถาก can we use
Was he the
this word
foremost in mindfulness?
take care of Buddha
Yeah, he was a attendant of the Lord Buddha, and he did a very good job.
เอตทัคคะด้านอุปถาก ใช่ป่ะ
Proud of him.
ที่เชื่อ
Yes.
นะ
Attendant.
จิ๊บ
Attendant.
Attendance.
Attendant.
attendant
Attendant. Mindfulness.
นี่ท่านจิ๊บ attendant not attendant
Attendant.
attendant
Foremost
right
attendant.
ท่านคาว attendant
Yeah, attendant.
balance not balance
In remembering.
The Sati, mindfulness.
เอตทัคคะ3 ด้านใช่ป่ะใช่ three
You must have had like a photographic
5 เหรอ
memory.
5 foremost เหรอโอ้
Yes.
โอ้ Venerable Ananda got
Five.
5
Almost.
He's
Five
very
foremost.
kind, very compassionate, very wise, very good memory. He managed to remember the entire, everything we read in the Sutta Pitaka because of him.
I think he must yeah very handsome ใช่ไหม
Handsome.
because no maybe the most
If that was
handsome
important for you,
What you said. What you said is the question in my mind that I'm going to ask.
important for you, Wani.
maybe
You
the
want
most
to
very
have
handsome
But
but
handsome.
maybe lower than Buddha ไหม
the same age as Lord
the
Buddha.
the Buddha may be the first the most handsome ใช่ป่ะ
Doesn't
That's
matter,
right.
Manu. Stop thinking so much about handsome.
Okay.
Because you tell about Bhikkhuni who fall in love with Venerable Ananda and try to pretend to be sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Who is
then
the boss?
Venerable Ananda visit her. That's right.
Yeah. And then told, see, this one, who is the boss? Huh? Who is the boss?
He is the boss. Heart.
Huh?
Mind.
Heart? Mind. Who is the boss here?
Oh, okay. Now I know.
ทำไมอ่ะ What?
Avisha.
Who is the boss?
Avisha is the boss.
Avijja is the boss. Okay, now
Because
let's go to
this
let's start reading this book and see who is the boss. Okay, who is the boss? Okay. And here it's a big convention of all the organs.
The lung is smoking.
There's a lung is smoking. Who else there? So and say the organs, yeah, organization.
No organs are here.
Organization.
Organization.
Together.
Oh, I remember
Who the
this.
boss of the human body was. Of course, everyone wanted to be the boss. This is how each tried to convince one another. Yeah. So the brain said, The brain said, the brain was the first to speak and addressed himself to this skeleton. Now, don't forget, you old lazy bones. I am the boss of the lot. I give all the commands. And this, who is this? Yeah, skeleton. Skeleton and
skeleton.
says, oh yeah, rattled the skeleton. Who are you calling lazy bones? And you are the boss of all us, of us all. Ha 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 ha. That's the funniest thing I have ever heard. One more wise crack
Okay.
like that out of you, and we will split. You know what you would be without a skull of a protection.
Mm.
Skull of a protection. And then who will be this one? Uh, uh, Explaining about bird's food. You will be a bird's food. That's what. So don't get so high and mighty, cause I am the boss. Now skeleton is saying I am the boss. And then see, birds are coming and taking the brain away. And then muscle comes. Muscle comes and said, you are the boss? Laughed the muscle. Without us, you might just as well apply for a job as bowling pins. Where would you be without us? You wouldn't be able to stand on your skull. Not mention your own 2 feet. What kind of a boss is that? A spineless one? That's what? We are the boss. So the bones cannot stand without the skull, the skin. Sorry, without the muscles.
So,
There comes. Who is this guy? Handsome guy.
What?
heart.
And Heart was the rapper.
The rapper.
It had the rhythm and the beat, and this is what it had to say. Hey ho, wait a minute. Muscles and bones. You would be just moans and groans, dry as stones, without me pumping it. You too, brain. You too, brain. You are a strain and a pain, not the main one like you think, cause you would be dead in the head without me pumping it. Oh, this is a heart. Now, well, where, oh great and mighty ones, the artillery snapped. Now, how would you all manage if we weren't here to bring you any fresh blood full of nutrient? It's
I like this cartoon.
Very nice.
Yeah, and they say, and if we weren't here to take away all your trash, boasted the vein. Veins.
อาร์เตอรี่เส้นเลือดแดง
Wrap the heart.
เวน
Wrap the heart, the veins said. Wrap the heart, hold your tassels, blood vessels. You would be in a hassles without me pumping it.
เดี๋ยว teacher tassel what's the meaning of tassel
Tassel.
Vessel. Oh,
อะไร
hustle.
อ่ะ
Things that hang down.
ฮะ
Down. Things that hang down, like decoration.
decoration
Mm.
อ๋อ
Yeah, things.
But
They have a
แต่ง
also utensils.
ที่อะไรนะ
ที่
โคมไฟเหรอ
โมบายไหม
ที่เป็นเยิ้มๆอ่ะ
This
นี่ยังไงอันนี้
ฮะ
อันเนี้ย
This
ที่ลงมาเนี่ย
อ๋อ
เรียกว่าอะไรนะ
tassel
อ๋อเทสเซล
ภาษาไทย
ห้อยผู้ห้อยใช่ป่ะ
อ่า
เรียกว่าอะไร
ระ
นะ
บายระบายใช่ป่ะชายมันชาย
ใช่
ชาย
เอาไปอ่านเองไหม
เดี๋ยวสิเดี๋ยวก่อนสนุกดีอ่ะ
Yeah. So you want to read?
hold your tassels, blood vessels. You'd be hassles without me pumping it. Think you can move blood in your groove to and fro without me
ทั้ง
pumping
เขา
it.
ทั้งเขา what's the meaning of hassle
Hassle is annoyed. You'd be in trouble.
ปัญหา
อ๋อ
ยุ่งเหยิ
อ๋อง
ยุ่งเหยิง
You're just
อ๋อ
useless, absolutely useless without me pumping it.
เออ
You're right, Todd, but where would you be if we didn't bring blood back and forth to you? You'd be as dry as a cuff in a hot summer afternoon. Then, dear heart, you'd be a useless one. We are the boss.
อืม
Then the kidneys, eh? No, it's the liver? Oh, no, stomach. Well, I'm sorry to bring you all down, said the stomach. But you all seem to be forgetting where you get your energy from. Can't get very far without me, that's for sure. Admit it, guys, I'm the boss. The stomach. And then the
someone
liver.
is cute
No, I am, declared the liver. Ever hear of artificial hearts, bones? Yes, but an artificial liver? Never. I'm so complex that scientists are still trying to figure me out. I can't be replaced, so I guess I'm the superior one. I'm the boss. I would agree actually. Liver
this
is the
liver is not it not look like liver
yeah, no. But I would say
not
liver
same
is the so important, like it's so amazing.
you must turn it down
Yeah, sideways, yeah. What you are saying is true for me too, interrupted the brain. Ever seen an artificial brain? Well, sorry to deflate your importance, big head, said the liver. But ever heard of artificial intelligence? And where do you think artificial intelligence comes from, if not from an artificial brains?
artificial
A long
computer
silence followed, and then a great puff of air was heard from the far end of the table. It was the lungs. And how could you live without air? Wheezed the lungs. Much better if you wasn't smoking. Yes, but how could you live without hair? You don't need hair. He called the hair, having misunderstood hair for air. Yes, does that mean I am the boss? He asked timidly, and everyone laughed. There was a great burst of laughter from all the sides. Go jump in a bowl of soup and stay there where you belong, teased the skeleton. The
ตกมาใน
mouth
ซุปเหรอ
finally opened and exclaimed, stop it, all of you. Without me and esophagus, you'd all die, for food couldn't get to old stomach in the first place. And lungs, man, you couldn't live by hair alone. I mean air alone, you know? And the kidneys. Fine mess you'd all be in without us. The kidneys chimed in.
kidney is very cute
No time by your own wastes. You gotta hand it to us. We are the boss. Yeah, you'd be drowning in your own urine. Now the great intestine. Talk about waste, guys.
I like this the bowel intestine
Yeah, it's pretty good. You certainly wouldn't want us to be out of order. You ever heard a toilet that couldn't flush? Yes, we are the boss. The skin. Oh yeah, this is how I see the skin, like this.
Uh,
the cloth.
Hey everybody, want the skin. I'm the keeper of the house, and I'm what's holding you all together. If you don't stop coloring, I'll just leave, and you'll all end up looking like a window in a butcher's shop.
Butcher shop.
And so they argued on and on, but no bus could be found. Like they're playing basketball with the liver. No, that's the liver.
Stomach.
No, liver. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
stomach.
Liver.
Stomach, yeah.
Oh, no. Liver is this. That is stomach.
And hair is showing the chair leg.
Hair cannot be the boss.
Useless one.
Oh, and everyone's using skin as a
Okay,
tablecloth.
I will shave my hair.
You have said. You have said, Manit.
I don't shave all of it. What? Only three three hair. I like kidney. Kidney is very cute.
I send the link.
Teach
I'll do it later. We all think that I is the boss. Well, here's an exercise that may help you
I
find
mean,
out the real answer. When you go to take a shower tonight, don't stop it at taking off only your clothes. Start taking off your skin, your heart, your lungs, and everything else. What are you left with? Where is the I that we think we are? Good question. It is peeling off his skin. Pretty terrifying, actually. The primary truth is the truth of no I, the no self. If you realize it, suffering comes to an end, for without a self, desire, the root of all suffering has no abode. Without a self, no confused karma can be created, and so no retributive suffering can follow. One is free, nowhere attached, without the delusion of the self. The truth is, there is no boss.
That's the end of the story. Okay. I remember this story because Tankal said that he feels like a bag of skin.
Mm,
Full of
Okay.
pain.
Right. So, and now I think I'm not going to speak on Idipata. I will hear from Tanchip about last Friday's talk, summary of your talk in English now.
On that day, I talked about Makapusha, especially Ovatapatimokkha, about not to do any evil, to do good and purify one's mind. And I give the detail on them. The first one, like not to do any evil. It means about sila, but I focus on the the mind or determination. Yes, determination of the mind when you are observe sila or practice sila, like you are not practice sila for looking down at other, and you like oh, I am practice sila, I have observed, but you are not. You are still you are still killing the living beings. You are still drinking alcohol, something like that. We are not practice sila for looking down at other. And the second one, the termination of our mind for to do good is not to expect the result of our goodness. Even we are doing the good thing and do not expect the result of that, and do not cling with the happiness of the offering or dana that we have done, because this kind of thing is bringing us to take reborn again and again. Because and I compare with the factors in Paticcasamuppada, Vassa, Vedana, Tanha, Upadana, Bhava or Bhop, and Chati and Chara Marana. Because when Vassa happened, like yeah, the eye is seeing the rupa, and then the feeling is happened, like happiness, I suppose, in your happiness, and then we want it, we want to gain happiness again, or to do more, and at the time you are clinging it with a upatana, and then because of tanha upatana, you are doing something is a bhava, doing something, and then shati is happen. Shati is birth or birth. But it's not the birth like a human, it's not the birth like baby, or birth in the realms, the animal realms, and the hell or heaven or humanity, but it's the birth of our mind, the next mind. Like our mind is happen and vanish, like this, and this is the cause of the next mind that will be happened. And yes, and then the next mind happened because of shati. Then if you still having the mind with defilement, so that will bring the chara and marana and all of suffering that you will have, because if you have the mind with defilements, so you will exactly have the body and conduct, the five conduct. I forgot in English. I forgot the English word of
ขันธ์ห้าใช่ป่ะ five aggregate
five aggregates.
five aggregate
Yes.
ขันธ์ห้า
So if you still clinging with the happiness, even the happiness from the good deed as well, so it will bring you to take birth again and again. So you cannot find a way out of samsara. Yes. And the method is whenever you are doing the good thing or good deed, so we just understand that is the factor for our mind to be happy and to use it as a equipment for for gaining nibbana for our practice. Because I think you have heard about piti, passathi, sukha, and samadhi. Sukha and samadhi. Sukha is happened before samadhi, So if you lack of happiness, so you might cannot gain concentration. So when you are doing the good thing to gain your merit, and the merit is happiness as well. So if you might have happiness, so you might can be concentrated easily. So we just understand like that. So you will not cling with happiness as well. And finally, to purify one's mind is practicing samatha kamatana and vipassana kamatana. And I add some tip, like do not judge that is good or bad for you when the status some status or some state of your mind is happened. Just know it, and do not judge it.
Try to
And
label it.
yes,
Do not try to label it. Like try to say, think like, what is this?
yes, that's one too. And just be equanimity. Yes. And yes, that's all that I could summarize.
That's good, like.
Mm.
I like what you said about Dana and trying to use the sukha and piti from it. It's like I was thinking the same about sila as well, because it's really good to have good sila, but it's a danger when it can be used to think one is better than someone because I
Yeah.
keep the sila, like can cause conceit. So instead of doing that, just to focus on the happiness and lightness that it gives me or gives someone, and then use that for concentration and use that for the to attain mindfulness and concentration, because the sukha that comes from keeping the sila, instead of trying to use it as a way to keep cause and upadi.
Oh, yes.
Like,
อนุอะไรนะอนุสติอ่ะ I think you said about อนุสติอ่ะใช่ป่ะ teacher
sorry,
Upati.
upadi.
อ๋ออุป
Upati.
อุปธิ
Upadi.
อุปธิ
Hmm. I've noticed this a lot in about sila. It's necessary, but also it can be taken too far and may used as a way of lengthening samsara in a way. So is to stop that. It's like when you're mindful of uh, keeping the sila when it's really hard to do so, and if you're really mindful in that time, then you will notice the lightness and the happiness that comes from it. The Saniram is a sukha, and that can be used to fuel samadhi. Do you understand? Or if not
Wanita
mindful,
juga.
be used as an upadi to increase conceit. So it requires great mindfulness, keeping the sila, to not make it an issue.
Okay. I think now we have to stop here. Okay. And we'll come back day after tomorrow. And you can think of some stories for the Idipada. Yeah? I couldn't
ที่บ้าน
remember any story now.
Mm.
One is Wakali, who I remember Wakali, Venerable Wakali.
วักกะลิ
Uh,
วักกะลิเหรอ
uh,
วักกะ
other
ลิ receive the homework for whom
No, just wait.
You can pick it. I don't want to pick anymore. I keep picking.
Wakali.
choices.
Who else?
Wakali.
Wakali.
Teacher, how many hours that you sleep?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you have class.
Okay, so I think we'll leave it to you all to decide which one you want to tell a story on day after tomorrow. One I have told you vocally, so the rest you have to find. Okay.
Only the body.
Teacher, I want to know which you เนี่ยการ์ตูนเมื่อกี้เอามาจากไหนอะเจ้าคะนึกภาษาอัง
Buddhanet.net
กฤษไม่ออกฮะ
Buddhanet.net
Buddha Buddha.net เหรอเจ้าคะ
You just type in Google
I will
search.
send you. I will send you a link. It's okay. I will send you a link.
With boss.
Teacher please type in chat
Okay, so I will send you a link and you can download and have a look. Okay, so okay, I will leave it here now and then we'll come back next 2 days time. Okay.
พระอาจารย์ครับon Wednesday I